So this is a presentation about the brain-computer interface, which is one of the newer technologies that Extentia is working on. It's really been called different things like the MMI, mind-machine interface, direct neural interface, but basically brain-computer interface is anything that can make the brain communicate directly with an external device or computer. Now the brain actually functions by having millions, in fact billions of neurons that are connected to each other. And these neurons speak to each other or signal each other by using minuscule electrical discharges. Now each of those minuscule electrical discharges can't be measured, but when you have 10 billion neurons with at least 100,000 firing at all times, then those 100,000 signals together can be measured in the form of waves that have an amplitude, that have a wavelength, and one can be distinguished from another. And therefore over the years we have discovered that there are alpha waves which go from 8 to 12 hertz, there are beta waves that go from 12 to 30 hertz, and so on. And these kind of different waves can be measured. And this is exactly how a typical EEG, electroencephalography machine works, or an electromyography which measures the muscles works. It's exactly the same principles. But however, EEG machines are burdened with two big disadvantages. One of them is that it catches too much noise, electrical noise within the room, and therefore EEGs have to be conducted in isolated rooms. And secondly, they need conductive gel for the sensors to pick up the signals. And in this scenario enters the new kind of devices which we will call, for example, NeuroSky's MindWave. Now this device costs just $80 and it is the first consumer grade, low-end, low-cost EEG machine. NeuroSky as a company started in 1999, but the research started in 1999, but they were founded in 2004. It's based in Silicon Valley in San Jose, and the CEO is Stanley Yang. And they are really manufacturers of these sensors, these dry sensors that can pick up these signals without the need for a conductive gel, and they have a noise cancellation algorithm built into their devices so that you can be used anywhere. And that gave rise to MindWave, the first low-cost consumer EEG. Now what does the MindWave measure? Alpha waves 8 to 12 hertz, which are indicative of meditation. And then beta waves 12 to 30 hertz that are indicative of attention. Now meditation and attention are not opposites to each other. So you could be generating alpha and beta waves at the same time. The opposite of meditation is being stressed, and the opposite of attention is being distracted. Whereas in the ideal situation where you would want to perform at your best, you would want to be both attentive and relaxed. And this NeuroSky can also measure wink. They discovered, or they found that when you wink, it creates a unique pattern of waves, and therefore even a wink can be used as a measure to trigger some action. Now we need to think about what are the moments when this could be put to use. That only when we find the true moments that only could be used through a NeuroSky-like device will we really find good applications for this. So first one is mind training. NeuroSky is using these devices with the US archery team because they found that the younger archers had very, very high concentration or attention waves, but they were also very tense, so they had very low meditation waves. Whereas the more accomplished archers were concentrating in a relaxed state of mind, and therefore they are now training the US archery team how to be in a state where they can be focused while being relaxed, and that would create the best results. Interaxon has created a headgear called Muse using NeuroSky sensors that helps you train yourself to meditate better. BrainBot, a company founded by Rohan Dixit, also have their own devices, and they went and captured the brain waves of hundreds of monks and sages in the Himalayas to see what is the pattern that people who have practiced meditation for years have, and how they could create exercises to help people train themselves to replicate those waves. A more recent development in 2015, we heard of an artistic music helmet where the helmet has a NeuroSky device built into it. It detects your brain waves and plays you music that would help you reach the desired state. If you're tense, it plays you music that helps you get to a meditative stage. And if you're distracted, it plays music to help you get into a focused and attentive state. A third one is detecting your state of mind. Extentia is working on a project with one of their clients, which is helping students or helping teachers and parents evaluate educational material to see what kind of material holds the child's attention and when does the child get distracted, so the educational material could be improved on. Emotive, another manufacturer of a headgear, their headgear has been used to find the best self-image. They take hundreds of photographs they take a photograph of a person and then touch it up with all the possible ways that cosmetology could be used to change a person's face, and then show you those images one after the other and see which one triggers the wave that gives you the best sense of self-image, where you like yourself the best. And in Japan, known for all their fancy gadgets, they've created battery-powered ears like rabbit's ears or devil's horns that show your mood. So therefore, detecting the NeuroSky detects your brain waves, and if you're in an agitated mood, the ears will flop, and whereas if you're in a focused, attentive mood, the ears will perk up. A fourth application is creating hands-free or speech-free applications, quite like Stephen Hawking's wheelchair that you may have seen recently in Theory of Everything. And there's an application called MindReader, MindRDR, which couples the headgear with a Google Glass to take a picture. So you can think of taking a picture and Google Glass would take a picture. And the fifth area, of course, is gaming and entertainment. Recently there was an artist called Behnaz Farahi who created a 3D printable headset where if you're in an attentive mood, the headgear moved up, and if you were in a meditative mood, the headgear came down to cover your eyes. And therefore there are various different games that have been used for this. But beyond this, we all need to think about how this could be used. This application is still in its native stage, and really great use cases for this technology is really what's going to make a difference, whether this really becomes a technology that enters the mainstream or not. And therefore, we're looking to all of you to come up with ideas that can actually help. Just to run over the buzzwords very quickly, NeuroSky is the first low-cost consumer-grade EEG. It has dry sensors, noise reduction algorithm, and is wire-free. It measures alpha waves for meditation, beta waves for attention, and winks as a gesture. And it can also measure gamma, delta, and theta waves as well. And it communicates through Bluetooth with a mobile or a computer. And now as an example, I can also show you some games. As you can see in this game, when I focus on the acorn, the attention waves are higher and the ant is able to move the acorn faster depending on how much I focus. And when I look away from the screen and I think of something else, the ant comes to a stop and the acorn is not moving. Therefore, it does demonstrate that it's the attention waves that are moving the acorn forward.